What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to Niffelheim, where we are doing a little bit of crafting today. Just a little bit of craftiness taking place at the moment. We needed more arrows, and so I need to run back. What did I need to get this place more badass and baller? But welcome on back. Oh, we've actually got coal and flammable tar, all we really need for that. And the flammable tar is pretty easy to get after, so I may focus on that in just a minute. Still haven't messed around with the safe at all. I think somebody posted it in the comments. They actually worked out. Leave it to the internet, man. Leave it to the internet. Somebody worked out, so that does 11 to 15. That one does 3 to 7. Why does copper do less or do more damage than iron? I'm a little concerned by this proclamation. I mean, that's fine. I want my arrows to do more damage. If I can avoid fighting bears as much as possible with my bare hands, then for sure. I don't want to be anywhere near them. That's going to use up a big chunk of our twigs, though, and so obviously we're going to be back out on the surface scrounging for further goodies. I wonder what that... I still have no idea what this little bar thing does up over here. Couldn't tell you. That's going to give us 45 arrows to play around with. Wonder how high they stack up to. I mean, I could definitely make a couple more, but I don't want to go totally overboard with my production here. With our ropes, let's go back up to the surface. We got to get some sticks and some twigs and some other little things. I'll work on upgrading the forge in this episode too, so that it's all nice and done. Seems like a waste to me to go after these cockerels with really nice arrows. How much are these doing right now? Ooh, a considerable quantity of damage. Okay. That actually starts enemies off pretty nicely for us. Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Give me all your goodies up off the ground. Get those goodies and lay them around. Gonna take the goodies and sell them in town because I'm fiscally responsible. Hooray! I knew I'd be able to finish it. I just had to think a little bit harder. My freestyle is weak. My freestyle is weak right now. That's why I need to work on it more. I'm gonna shoot you with an arrow because you look like you're up to no good. Coming at me right now with your little shoulder pad tuft thing. Look at that. He's got like a shoulder pad of fur. I know you're gonna leave. You don't want to fight me now. If you leave me, wolf, you take away the biggest part of me. Wolfie, what are you... Oh, shit. The wolves are many, and they hide in the darkness. I don't really want to fight you, wolf. Like, I would love to just wander right by you. If I had the wolf charm, we could do that. The wolf charm makes it so for like 10 minutes, wolves don't notice you. It's actually a pretty sweetly... It's one of my favorite charms because it precludes you from a whole bunch of combat if you don't want to go into it. Yay, we killed a wolf before it even got to us. I love my life right now. We have used up 13 arrows and we've only been out here for like 8 seconds though, so keep that in mind. This tree looks fertile for looting, and so I'm going to take everything from this tree. Take it all! Give nothing back! The wooden nemesis must fall. Fine, I will loot you, but only because I want to loot this tree over here. A big old patch of weeds. Come on. Chopping on a tree, chopping on a tree. Got little skulls and they're dangly. Chopping on a tree, cause I need some twigs. There we go. I will definitely loot this, because it will become useful to me over time. See how much of a dent I can make in a wolf before he gets to me. That definitely takes the edge off. I might suggest at the beginning of the game, I may change the order of the way that I do things and suggest that people go down to the dungeon first and get themselves like, I don't know. Go down into the dungeon and get yourself like a whole bunch of twigs and a whole bunch of iron and then just make arrows. It seems like arrows are such a vital part of this game's combat where you definitely want to open on somebody first before you do anything else. The next bow on the list is not that good, and so I'm not that excited. I feel like there's not a lot of advancement with some of the gear. Like, you only get like 2 more damage. I'm like, well, that doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. And so I just don't bother working on it. We need way more wood, and so I need to chop down more trees, which is exactly what I'm trying to focus on right now. We're basically going to clear cut this entire map if we can handle it. That just gave me twigs, which is a little unfortunate. This guy over here is probably worth something, though. Some sticks. Alright. Because we're at the baby pig, we know that soon we're going to be at the bear. So I need to chop this down, like, right this second. Ah, that one gave us a big old stack of wood, which is actually exactly what I needed. And so now we'll head back to base after we get all this wood taken care of. There we go. That gives us enough for 15 more boards, which should be enough to get started with the crafting of many, many, many more things at our base. We're still lacking a lot of weird little supplementary items, though. Like, as of right now, I have no clue where you get things like, for example, rotten eggs. I have no idea where you get those at, and yet they feature prominently in the things that we need to accomplish in order to continue our adventures. I gotta kill this cockerel. There we go. We need as much food as we can lay hands on, and actually the feathers are gonna be pretty good too, because I was going through a lot of feathers just trying to craft arrows. I'm glad that we can one-shot the cockerels and the chickens now. Something that I have appreciation for. I gotta wait for him to come back out of the bush. Unfortunately, we don't have the bird in the hand. All we have is the bird in the bush. There we go. And there's a couple more chickens. I'm trying to get up to like a 20 stack of chicken in my inventory so that we can adventure for a while and just like not care. We can be totally and completely just ignorant of the damage that we're taking. Over on this side, we need some clay to upgrade that. I think that would probably be a smart plan too. I definitely wouldn't turn that down. Our food supply is looking a lot stronger than it was previously. Let's go down in here. We'll make some flammable tar. And once we made the flammable tar, we'll be able to go back and upgrade. This should be an episode where our entire base gets a retrofit. If you're wondering what I'm working towards, that's pretty much this episode. It's going to be a whole lot of crafting and a whole lot of getting stuff done. We got 7 bird breasts that all need to be added to our inventory right now. And so let's take a little bit of time. I do think that chicken is the perfect meat if you properly cook it. That's the thing, like, chicken is such a weird meat like that where it's like almost impossible to cook bad beef. Like, if you cook bad beef, that's pretty amazing. And I gotta take my hat off and hand it to you. It's pretty easy to cook beef. If you can ruin beef, Chicken, on the other hand, is a little bit more delicate. I have trouble cooking chicken in a way. My fiance makes a chicken that's really, really good where she takes, like, she's got a couple of dressings from the store. They're like salad dressings, and she makes a marinade out of those with a couple other things she adds into it. She puts it in a bag, and then she throws like 4 or 5 chicken breasts in there, like basically a whole chicken in there, and you just let it sit for a day or two in the fridge, and then you take it out and you barbecue it, and man, it is good. That's the kind of stuff that make you unhealthy right there. Oh, we're a level 5 cook now. Hooray. Our cookery has advanced a little bit further, and in fact, because we've been doing so much cooking, I'm not surprised. Blacksmithing and all that stuff, however, we're still struggling a bit with. Hunting, I don't know how you level hunting. I'm not in the know on that one. I wish I was, but I ain't. Our critical chance is 36%. I don't feel like our critical chance is actually that good. I think I'll probably just make more fried eggs so that they stack up properly. And then what I may try to do is I may try to face tank that burrow on the left. I may try to clear that out the hard way just by dying over and over and over again. We'll see what happens there. I just don't know what to do with it because they're attacking me before I even zone in, before the screen even loads. And so maybe the development team should come up with a way for maybe the enemies to fall back a little bit so you can at least get inside the room first before the fight starts off. Because they've been camping that burrow the entire time we've been playing the game. Since like the first episode, they've been camping that door, and it's like 7 skeletons and 2 spiders just sitting there. And fighting your way through is not an option because you get stun locked. Here, give me those. Man, we got a lot of plates. I don't know if you've noticed that, but we have a lot of plates to sit these eggs on. I'm going to eat those berries right now for the conservation of space. And on this side, we are going to make flammable tar, which is actually pretty easy to cook. It's not that bad. You just take pine cones and apparently pine tar. And that's how you end up with flammable tar. I'll probably craft all of it. I'll probably go through, because our alchemy skills are so weak, I'll probably use this as an excuse to grind our alchemy a tiny bit, make 10 or so for the future so that we can just use those as we need them. We should also probably take a look up here and see what this needs in order to be upgraded properly. My guess is that, like everything else, it takes a little bit of clay. But up until we're done with our tar here, there's not going to be any way to know. I made napalm one time. Styrofoam and gasoline and some other stuff. It's kind of a fun little project. And we put it on the curb and lit the curb on fire. It was pretty fun. The alchemy needs a whole bunch of iron ingots and some wooden boards. Okay. Not so terrible. It's workable. I know, right? That was a pretty long pause for me right there. I don't normally have pauses like that. Most of my pauses are typically relegated to Ollie-related features. Let's throw some beans in there in case we need them later. We got a little bit of that going on. Turnip seeds. These are what? Zucchini seeds? I don't even know if I have any of those around. They're probably in the other chest, in all honesty. Got that all going on. I think I needed clay for some of the other stuff that we were messing with. And so maybe I'll go grab that real fast. Pretty sure clay and coal were a part of that recipe. Nope, I said to take the coal. I would like it if they added a shift click to move an entire stack left or right. That'd be a really fantastic feature. It's kind of a basic thing, but it would make ease of living a lot better inside the confines of the game. It would make it easier for me to get stuff done. Alright, so you, sir, we'll take you up to rank 3 because it actually doesn't cost us that bad of loot. Cool. We can install an anvil for 5 silver ingots. So it looks like there's little things you can add onto this. What new items did we glean from this experience? We got a titanium, titanium ingot. We've got an oil lamp. We've got a tar lamp. We've got an iron breastplate, but it requires a blue heart and a bunch of titanium. Boarhide and silver gives us the Watcher's pauldrons. We can do gold. We've got spiked bracers. We've got a longsword, which once again takes a rotten egg, which I still have no idea how to get. No idea how to get the rotten egg. I don't know if it's an alchemy thing that we can cook for ourselves, or it's probably an alchemy thing, maybe. Because we've done a lot of dungeon running at this point, and I've yet to see it become useful. We need more boards to get this done, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna save the ingots for arrows because we're going through them at a pretty rapid rate here, and they are kind of helpful. I'm gonna make myself 60 more arrows because being offensively laced and ready to go, I think, is a good plan. I'd love to make a better sword. I'd absolutely adore the possibility of a better sword that hits harder so that we can defend ourselves a bit better when we go down into the dungeon. Unfortunately, as of right now, until we finish and figure out whatever it is that makes rotten eggs, I think we're going to be a little bit stuck. So, things to live with, I guess. Alright, there's another stack of arrows. I'm going to equip those. Unfortunately, they won't stack up. That is what it is. We're almost out of sticks again. Not that upset about it, though. Weirdly okay with the fact that we're almost out of sticks. An ancient shield might not be a bad plan. What's the defense on our shield right now? 30%, so it's a little bit of an upgrade. Not a big one. What kind of trap does this... What does this capture, I wonder? Because if it's for sheep, then I would love to catch a sheep. So there's a wooden trap. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know what it captures. I assume it captures something useful. Let's take the iron axe. I am going to upgrade my crafting tools. I think that's a wise idea right about now. If that frog in my throat doesn't come after me, he's rushing me like Jason right now. There we go. So that'll be a little bit better than the crude axe that we have on hand. This one over here, unfortunately, I lack the copper to get it done, so no crying over there. The stone egg, I assume, is some kind of drop that you get from the dungeon around. And then what I wanted to do with the rest of this is we'll just craft out maybe 15 boards or so. Spending my whole day planing, straining to plane. That's the real hustler story right there. Planing wood is kind of a pain in the ass if you don't have the right tools for it. It's kind of like pole turning. It's difficult if you don't... I know. Insert sex joke. I know. Go ahead. I know you're going to do it anyways. So you might as well just think it in your head. Get it out of your system. It's alright. I don't blame you. I thought the exact same thing. But anyways, pole turning's the exact same way. It was actually kind of a pain in the ass in medieval times. It was not simple. So I can't add an extra pen or anything to this. I'm kind of wondering how we get... Ooh, we've got a bunch of carrots, though. Does it reinvest its own seeds from the carrot harvest? Because I don't feel like we've put that many seeds in here. Wow, we just went on a carrot binge. That was on some serious carrot business right there. If I wanted to upgrade you, yeah, upgrade the chicken coop, actually. It takes a bunch of ropes, which makes me a tad bit nervous, but Rank 3 takes copper, which we lack. However, that means we can put in 2 chickens now, and that would allow us to get even more eggs. Kind of cool. What can I do with my longhouse? For 15 timber, we can turn it into a wooden hall. What does that do? Build a wooden fence. It protects the totems and your dungeon. Okay, so let's go get some wood then. I'd like to work on the house a little bit more and kind of make our living situation a tad more viable. Wouldn't that be a bitch? We're technically in the afterlife right now. How much would that suck if you die and go to the afterlife and you got to do all the same farming bullshit and like maintaining your house and like working on the homestead shit that you had to do in real life? God, I hope not. Then again, I'm kind of adverse to housework. I don't like housework, so some people enjoy that shit. That person is not me, though. Let's go ahead and chop down a tree and see if this goes any quicker. I assume with an iron axe it'll be quite a bit quicker. I mean, you can chop down a reasonably sizable tree with just a hatchet or whatever. I've done it before. I had to help my dad cut down a couple trees in the front yard, and so he just like assigned me 3 or 4 of them while he was working on the other ones. And they come down pretty quick if you know what you're doing. The first tree took me a little while because I never chopped down a tree before. This time, by the last tree, you got it down to a science. It's not hard. It's not difficult at all. You'll figure it out. Inventory is looking kind of full right now. I'm just going to ditch that axe because I don't think we're going to need it. I legitimately do not think we're going to need most of this little stuff right here. Oh, don't waste an arrow on little piggy. Oh, mom's here. I can keep damage on this pig. We might be able to kill it without getting ourselves into too much trouble. It also depends on wolf spawns behind us. That's always like a thing you got to think about, is that the wolf spawns might get you. Now we fight. We do battle, Boar. Boar of the woods. You do not scare me, Boar of the woods. Perfect. Okay, I think it could have gone a little bit better. I could have not gotten mauled by a boar along the way, but still. All things considered, we did alright. Yeah, woodcutter level 4. Balling on that wood, skilling on it, dunking on it, breaking its ankles. Oh, another pig over there. Man. It's a jolly holiday with piggies, ain't it? Ugh. I need to bring speed potions. That would make this a lot more simple, wouldn't it? Speed potions would definitely expedite this process a tad. Wasn't planning on fighting like 100 pigs today. But you know what? Sometimes when you got a lumberjack... Lumberjacks, is this what you go through on a daily basis? Just fighting your way through dozens of pigs in order to chop down a tree? It's the hard knock life for you. But it's the hard knock lifer for this piggy. When it dies, I'll eat its flesh. I could probably capture that pig at some point. That's probably why it's over there, is because I could put down the trap. And I can see what I bring back in. Although I was waiting until I see a sheep over here. I wanted to see if I could find a sheep. And if I can find a sheep, I was going to leave. Nope, don't do that. Do that right there. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Now chop down this tree. Is that a honey pumpkin? That's a great red pumpkin. Thought I was walking into bees for a second. I got kind of scared. Why aren't you chopping the bigger trees? Damn it. The auto-target in this game. The auto-target is real. The auto-targeting struggle is real. And I do need that wood stack, so unfortunately... Apparently I started off on this bear at some point. When that was, I don't know, but... He's guarding all the wood supplies now. Oof. Every time I fight a bear, bears be like, hey, why you fighting me? And why you eating all that chicken in the middle of combat? Don't you think that's a little odd? I'm like, nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You should be able to get him this time around, assuming we don't flinch him out of his little roar animation. Cool. Brown bear meat. That's basically a grizzly. A brown bear and a grizzly are like the same thing. Big old bastards of bears. I've actually never seen one in real life. I've seen a lot of brown bears, but I've never seen a... I'm sorry, I've seen a lot of black bears, but I've never seen a brown bear in person. Seen them on TV and shit. But never the real dealio. My assumption is if we were going to go back to town, now would probably be the time. Please don't do that. Oh my god, you're such an idiot. The problem is the second you press spacebar, you can't cancel the action that he tells you to do. So he's just going to sit there and he's going to try and go after whatever it was you told him to touch. Is it though? He's like in tree paradise right now. He has no idea what to do with all these trees. Get more sticks, obviously. Upgradable inventory space would probably be the next thing I'd recommend too. Be nice to be able to carry around a little bit more with me. Well, I just need the wood. I don't really care about the rest of it. I mean, if you're really that excited about the wood, whatever. 33 wood. I'm trying to get a good supply here. I wanted to make sure we didn't have to go back out and do this all over again in just a minute. I kind of have a full inventory right now. It's my mistake for coming out here with it. I don't care about the dried seeds anyways. He gets all grunty about the dried seeds, but frankly, I don't see what he's so upset about. It works out great for us. I'm going to eat these beans real quick because there's persimmons over here, and they are more important for our dietary allotments. So with the coal we currently have, what was going on in this dungeon right here? I think this is the one that we went like all in on. We are going to have to sort out the other dungeon at some point though. That much is like unavoidable. I don't know much, but I know that dungeon. Yeah, we're going to have to do some shit with it. I'm going to kick this bird though. Because if it saves me a little bit of arrow, that sounds like something that I'd be willing to invest in. So with the stuff we can do over here, our house needed a bit more wood, as I recall. Yeah, so there it is. Let's turn this into a hall. And maybe that'll give us more spots that we can farm and, like, put animals on, too. So it gets a little bit larger. What's up next? We can actually build a wooden fortress if we wanted to go up next. We could also build a wooden fence, so let's do that. Our renovations are going pretty well. Oh, cool. That's pretty badass. I didn't expect that to work like that. We can build a wooden watchtower. I think that's probably a smart idea. Let's build a wooden watchtower. Cool. And what else can we do? A great wooden watchtower. We can do a wooden fortress. Or we can do a great wooden defensive wall. I mean, we've already got ourselves a little bit of a palisade going on. But that'll probably help out with invasions, because I think they've got to stop right here when they get to this, and then they're going to shoot at them or something like that. Either way, we're all out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Niffelheim. I will see you all in future episodes. It's been a lot of fun, everybody. I'm going to go shoot some wolves and see if maybe I can't grind out this dungeon over here on the left before we go too much further into the game, all right? I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.